For Fight Hub TV, I'm joined by Shakur Stevenson here in Canary Wharf. It's good to see you here. Good to see you in London as well, ahead of a huge fight next month.
Yep, good to see you too, man.
Thank you. Obviously, let's talk Floyd Schofield. What makes you think this is the right fight for you at the right time?
It's a familiar face to the fans. I think the people know him a little bit. So I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think it's a motivated kid. He wants to take my spot, take my crown, and I'm going to have to sun him.
Floyd Schofield is trying to get a check early in his career, which is actually very intelligent because the more money you have, the better food you can eat, the better trainers you can get. And no one is expecting him to win this fight. And everyone's going to give him credit for even having the courage to fight Shakur. Shakur is one of the most ducked men at lightweight. So do I think Shakur is going to sun Floyd Schofield? Yes. Floyd Schofield doesn't have the skill. He has good movement. He has movement that could beat Shakur by getting on his toes and moving laterally. But he hasn't really developed it yet. And Floyd Schofield still gets tired in his fights. Shakur is a man that's been in championship fights without showing any signs of fatigue. So Floyd Schofield going to get dragged out into those deep waters and you're going to drown.
What does he bring to this fight? A lot of people expect you to win, Shakur, but what does he bring? What challenges will he bring to you Feb 22nd?
I mean, when you fight a young, hungry lion, that's a lot to deal with in itself. I remember being that age myself, and I wanted to win the world title so bad, so I worked extremely hard, and I'm expecting him to be the same way.
What Floyd Schofield brings is speed, size, and power in combination that Shakur hasn't really been up against. You know what I mean? Shakur fought a lot of Latino fighters. We know they aren't necessarily the fastest. We know that they aren't necessarily the slickest. They don't have good feet, good lateral movement. Now, the thing is, Floyd isn't bringing anything that Shakur hasn't seen, because Shakur has fought Edwin De Los Santos, who is a much more dangerous fighter and a more skilled fighter than Floyd Schofield. The one thing that Floyd Schofield truly brings is naivety or naivete, however the fuck you say it. Floyd Schofield is young and naive, so he's going to take risks that Edwin De Los Santos didn't want to take against so-called pillow-fisted Shakur. Edwin is a very aggressive fighter, but against Shakur, he was very hesitant, and Shakur only had one arm. Floyd Schofield doesn't know what he's up against, so he's going to take a lot of risk, and he could get himself chopped down, or he could end up chopping Shakur down, landing a lucky shot, and winning the fight. So we're going to have to wait and see.
You're a young, hungry lion too, though, Shakur, so how's this fight going to play out?
My experience. I got too much experience for him. I'm too smart. I'm going to take him to a level he never been at before.
Physically, Shakur is a young lion, but mentally, Shakur is an older lion. He's not on no Bud Crawford type shit where it's like years and years of wisdom. But remember, Shakur has been fighting his whole life. Shakur got that silver medal. Shakur was able to be a world champion. He got expedited to world championship. Like, he just jumped in there with the best, beat him. So mentally, he does understand boxing down to a T. He understands the sweet science, and he's going to pace himself like he always does. Minimal risk in there. I think one thing that he should do is try to take some risks and try to get the stoppage, but he fights like an older man. He fights like an older boxer. So his age doesn't matter. He's a very experienced and very patient fighter in the ring. Very seasoned fighter in the ring.
I was going to ask you about a potential of fighting Tank afterwards, but he says he's going to retire now. What did you make of that?
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
I agree, Shakur. I think it's soft as well. But I'm going to tell you something, man. They say when you point the finger at somebody, you got three fingers pointing back at you. The way that Tank Davis fights in the ring, Tank Davis puts his body on the line. He's taken a lot more damage over the course of his career, sparring and otherwise under the lights, because he fights in an exciting style. That's why he's made the money that he's made. The knockouts, but also him putting his neck out there. So Tank isn't soft. His decision to retire can be looked at as soft because you're a competitor, you're a combatant at war. So you're like, oh, you don't want to get out there and get after this no more? You soft. You have to think like that when you're involved in high-level boxing, high-level competition. But in all actuality, Shakur really can't call Tank soft because Tank does things that Shakur has already said he would never do. The style that Tank fights in, Shakur has said he would never do. The style that Devin went to go fight against Ryan Garcia and Shakur said he would never do. But I agree. I think it's soft, but Shakur really isn't the right messenger to call Tank soft.
Still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen. But I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you, and then, you know, he could try to make it seem as though I need him, and I don't need him. So
Shakur is learning. You never want to make yourself too available. You're just gonna look thirsty, and Tank's fans are gonna take that and say, "Oh, you're begging, you're begging, you're begging," because the fans of a lot of these boxers nowadays, they actually act as protectors, guards, soldiers to try to stop their favorite fighter from getting into a real fight, a dangerous fight. Canelo's fans do the same thing. So Shakur understands that the smart thing to do is not even worry about getting a Tank fight. You chased him for a while, he didn't give you the fight. Just go out and fight the people who are willing to fight you, like Floyd Schofield, whoop their ass and continue to build your name. Because if Tank retires and you're the only one there, the people are going to have to fuck with you because they're literally not going to have anyone else. Same with Devin, same with T.O. Ryan. If you're the one that's constantly fighting, they're going to be forced to fuck with you. It's like if you're the only girl that's actually giving up ass. Guess what? You're going to have a lot of men coming at you. You're going to have a lot of customers, whatever you want to call it. Because you're the only stop shop. You're a one-stop shop. That's the only that's the only bar in town. Everybody's coming.
We spoke to Devin Haney as well on Fight Hub yesterday, and he mentioned how he's going to be back in March. Are you excited to see him back as someone in and around your division to be back fighting healthy again?
I think excited is like a strong word, but I'm interested. I want to see how he handles that traumatic experience that he went through, and see how he bounced back from it. So yeah.
Shakur is very cerebral. Very cerebral. We said, I think excited is a strong word. In other words, I'm not really thinking about Devin Haney. Devin Haney's beneath me, so I can't say I'm excited to see him. I'm better than him. That's what I got from that. I could be wrong. But he's also interested because he wants to see what is it like for a man to have to come back from a loss like that, and can Devin do it? Is there anything left inside of that vessel? You know, is there any life left? And if I were to get done like that, could I bounce back? Could I be inspired by this? It's a lot. I like the way that Shakur answered that question. There was a lot of nuance to that answer.
Do you think he wins a rematch against Ryan Garcia? How do you think that fight would play out if they were to fight again with obviously no drugs involved this time?
I know he's strong mentally, so he can win for sure, but it all depends on how he's feeling after he gets back. Is he the same fighter? Let's see. We got to find out.
In other words, if he fights the same dumbass fight that he fought the first time, then that's somebody that I can't get behind. Shakur knows that Devin overall is a better boxer than Ryan, and Shakur thinks that he's better than both of them. But he said expressively that he would never fight the way that Devin fought against Ryan. He said that was stupid. So he can't just go out and vouch for Devin to win a rematch because he doesn't know how Devin's going to come out fighting, and mentally how he's going to come out looking after taking such a devastating loss. So great answer once again by Shakur.
Ryan, do you think he should be doing exhibition matches as he's tried to do since he can't fight professionally? Do you think an exhibition is the right route to go down?
Yeah, it is. He got to make money somehow. So yeah, but tell him stop cheating. Don't cheat, man. Don't cheat. Just Ryan too. Like I think Ryan's a hell of a fighter, but
yeah, I like Ryan too. What Ryan Garcia needs is somebody to force him to do world-class conditioning year round. Like he needs somebody that has the rights to whoop his ass if he doesn't work out. He'd be great if that happens, but that's never going to happen. So Shakur Stevenson gave his takes on Tank being soft, gave his takes on the Devin and Ryan rematch, and he gave his take on his own fight that's upcoming. I think he's going to destroy Floyd Schofield. I think Shakur could beat all of these guys if he just stays focused because he has the skill and the defense. Y'all let me know what y'all think.